Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome to Speamcast episode 3. We're playing Blockland for this one in the background. Let's
If you
get
have any
into it.
recommendations for games, leave it in the comment section below.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need games to play.
Yeah, we can never fucking decide. Alright, our first topic, let's fucking talk about games. Game devs are so goddamn bad now. I don't know what it is. I tried playing Cyberpunk, absolutely hated it.
Much hype about Cyberpunk, and then it turned out to be what it is. And I knew like when they started with it, like how much hype it had. It could only disappoint. But
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Well, it's the same. Like, I don't know. CD Projekt RED fucked themselves by announcing it so early and getting all that hype built up, because there was no way they were gonna match the expectations. It's the same reason why like Half-Life 3 never really came out, because Valve fucking knew there was no way they would ever meet the expectations for the game. So they essentially just fucking like soft rebooted the fucking like entire series.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just been waiting for like game devs to stop being on the story route, because there's so many story games that are like a one-time play kind of thing that have just been coming out recently. And like no game devs are working on any game that I could just drop like 1,000 hours into, like a survival game or some competitive game like Overwatch or something like that. I feel like it's just lacking in that department right now. I'm just always sitting here like I'm scrolling through Steam and there's just nothing to play anymore. It feels pretty sad, because I've just already dropped like over 2,000 hours into each one of those games that like I really enjoy.
Yeah, all the games I play, I've dropped a shit ton of hours are like TF2 and Payday 2, which we all know like fucking TF2 is like 20 plus years old now, and Payday 2 is like 7. So
yeah,
It's just sad that like, I don't know, there's no game that like captures anyone's attention anymore. Like I feel like all the games are just so like either bad or just like not even worth fucking touching. Because like I want another game like, I don't know, like TF2 to me, where I can just sit down and play it for like 3,000 hours like I did, and still be like, God, I just want to fucking play TF2 tomorrow.
yeah, exactly.
Like it just doesn't exist anymore, it feels like.
Yeah, like you can only play so much fucking Minecraft before it gets old, you know? Like I've done everything on that fucking game, and I've played like most mod packs there are. So it's just like I'm just praying a company will come out and be like, "Yo, we're releasing this game, and it's gonna be one that I can actually drop tons of hours into."
Honestly, I feel like a big issue with like, I don't know, games these days is I just feel like no one makes any game out of passion anymore. And like, I know that's a very general statement, and it's probably not totally true, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I feel like like games like Dead Space used to come out, and Dead Space is such like a beloved fucking game, not only by like the community and shit, but like you can tell that the people who made Dead Space like wanted the game to be good, not because they wanted it to like sell, but because they wanted to make like a piece of art, and they fucking did, you know?
Yeah.
And like no one does that anymore. Everyone's just fucking money grubbing pieces of shit, and they don't make games for any other reason other than profit, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're rushed by fucking investors into their company, and like all these people setting deadlines. They just want money. They're not like making it out of passion. It's not like, you know, a team of like 6 people working on this game for a couple of years that are like really into it, except for Ashes of Creation, which we'll talk about in a sec, because that looks fire. But like, it's just their main premise. It just feels like it's straight money and no longer just like about making a game that everyone will enjoy and that they enjoy too. It's like, okay, what's the best genre right now for playtime and like making money that everyone will just buy out of nowhere?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I want to sell a game. Let's go make a battle royale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's all about finding a game that they can put the least amount of work in to get the most amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. It's
well, why do you think we have gotten the fucking FIFA 2020 each year?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't get why people fucking even buy FIFA games.
I don't
Like,
know, man.
I don't know, FIFA, fucking NBA, all the sports games to me are like the stupidest shit. Madden, it's like, I don't know, it's the same game with like maybe ever so slightly updated graphics and an updated roster,
Yeah.
so that you can like waste your fucking money on microtransactions and play an unfun game. Like I just don't get it. I know sports games aren't my forte, so I'm a little biased, but
Gee, I've played them recently. I slightly understand in the fact that like if you're not a person who plays games, it's something fun to just hop onto when you're bored or like with friends drinking. But like in any other case, it's just a boring game that I would rather just go play the sport or something, like, or just play a different game.
I mean, I don't have like complete problems with sports games. Like, I'll buy one of each sports game, but I'm not gonna buy like the new one every year.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they're fun to play, but they're just like it's repetitive. It's
Except for UFC, that's actually a pretty fun game.
UFC is like one
I've
of the
been
only
playing
ones that actually like make it interesting because there's so much they can do with like the concept of MMA that makes it like playable over and over again.
Especially because UFC is like a game. It's already like a genre of games. Like I don't know, like a fucking soccer game like FIFA. There is no genre other than sports game or soccer game, you know. But UFC is its own fighting game. Like there's an entire genre of that already out that people want to play. Yeah,
that's for sure. Especially in the fact that they have very little mechanics in the sports games. Like Madden, I tried playing it, and it's when you're on the defensive, there's almost nothing you can do. It's like you choose which play you want to do, and then the AI does it all for you. You're
the
like,
AI plays 90% of the game. And then, like,
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
There's not much. There's a very low skill ceiling. I feel with like those sports games.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I think one of the pro players of FIFA especially said, really, in the grand scheme of things, it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
It's pretty much going to be the same roster if you want to actually play like competitive, because you know there's no skill to it really. It's just, I don't know. It's like TFT, but like every reroll you have to spend money on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, my thing with like sports games too, at least on the difficulty aspect, is if you exclude like the picking like the fucking game plan before, like in Madden, you can pretty much play the entire game with the left stick and like 2 buttons. Like you really don't need like anything. Like it's just such a simplified like game. It's not even like, I don't know. I get how someone, like you said, you want to play some with the boys. You don't play games a lot. It's just fun to sit down and fuck around for a couple 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like anyone who like genuinely plays games would be like absolutely bored out of their fucking mind like 2 seconds in.
Yeah.
It's rough, man. It's real rough.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's like the games that are like that are like everlasting, or like it's like League of Legends, and I just don't want to fucking play it. Like I don't know. It's just I just wish game developers would make something they want to make instead of their CEO being like money.
It's not even their CEO. It's the investors that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the devs themselves probably aren't even bad people. I mean, they aren't bad people, and they probably don't want to fucking make these games. But it's like, it's decent enough money. I get to make games, which honestly, a lot of programmers, that's probably their dream when they fucking get into game development.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's like, oh my god, I got
to make games, and
it's
games
like
they're proud of, but
it's like, oh my god, I got hired by EA. Like I'm gonna make a AAA game, and then you get to make FIFA 18 times.
For the rest of your life.
You just reuse code, reuse textures. It's like
a horrible punishment.
Yeah, that sounds like an awful fucking job.
Yeah. Because like I don't know, when you think about shit like, I don't know, like WoW right now. I mean, Shadowlands honestly has been pretty fun. I've enjoyed Shadowlands, so I'm not gonna diss the new shit. But honestly, like pretty much every time Blizzard's fucking done something, it's been shit.
Yeah.
Like for a long time. Strictly because, like, I don't know, if you look at like the art team, you can tell that there's passion in WoW. Like some of the fucking like zones and like fucking enemies and shit are some of like the most like impassioned designs that I've ever seen in gaming. So you can tell that these people want to be there and want to make something creative,
Yeah.
But they don't get to because, the game directors, the CEO, the investors are like, that doesn't make us money. Well, it will make us money, but we have to spend more money to get that money, which isn't worth it. Like,
why do you? Oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
I was just gonna say, like, why spend a bunch of money to make good art when you can spend little money to make bad art or bad
Why don't
game?
we just reuse the same art?
Yeah, like we can just make a bad game and get the same amount of money.
I was gonna say, why don't you think like 90% of fucking like the veteran part of Blizzard like left to go make their own game studio.
Yeah. Anyone that has like actual passion for games and knows what they're doing is like, no, fuck this. I don't want to waste my fucking life.
Yeah.
Making dog shit.
Yeah. But I want to talk about those fucking Ashes of Creation, because those devs actually have heart and like.
Yeah, it's like they're passionate about it, which is like that's the first step into like towards it. But
yeah, and
of course,
sorry, go on.
We don't know what's gonna happen because they hyped. There's a lot of hype for it.
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot to stand up to. It's kind of like when they with Cyberpunk.
I'm worried about if they're gonna have a Cyberpunk situation.
Yeah, if they're gonna live up to what we wanted.
But the thing is, they're not promising much.
Yeah, I mean,
Cyberpunk, they said, okay, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this, and this, and this. And they didn't have like half of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at least with No Man's Sky, it was like a indie dev. Like their fucking their biggest game was like Danger Joe, like the mobile game or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But
and
like
even then, they fixed it.
I was gonna say, No Man's Sky has like become a genuinely good game now.
Yeah, like they put a lot of work into it, and that's what it really takes.
Yeah, they literally just put their head down, was like, we fucked up, we're gonna fix it, and they did, and that was that, because those people actually cared about making a good game.
Yeah, but with like the Ashes of Creation's devs, they're doing it the right way, because they're almost entirely basing it off of what the community wants and stuff, because they've been totally open about everything they're doing. They do like dev updates all the time. They put their PvP test realm on Steam so you could just try it out and see.
Oh yeah.
Like everything they've done, it seems incredibly promising, and I think a lot of people are gonna, do the same thing as Cyberpunk and all that. They're gonna put a lot of hype on it and be a little underwhelmed with how it is, but I honestly believe in those devs that they're actually gonna make a fucking good game, so let's hope it stays that way. Because like
I remember
Sorry,
I actually thought about like buying the like one of the founder packs for Ashes, because it's not like I have like insane levels of faith, but it's enough for me to actually go, I might actually play this.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, some of the mechanics seem like very like maybe like their node system or node.
Yeah.
Is it node?
Node system, yep.
Like that shit on paper sounds so cool. Like that would be like the main reason why I would play. And for that kind of game, you would definitely have to be there from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like if it were to work, it would be so cool.
Yeah, honestly, I have so much hope for that, and I would like if these devs actually are going to do what they promise. Like I would drop hundreds of dollars into that game to be able to play it. Like,
oh, and I'm pretty sure didn't they say there's going to be like no box costs or whatever? It's just it's just a sub fee.
Yeah, I think they're doing a subscription. I don't know though. I don't think they've confirmed that they're like actually going to do that, but they have hinted.
Well, I think they did, because I know they've talked about it.
Yeah, but I don't think anything's really set in stone. I really love a lot of the features they're doing though. They've got like housing down. Like think about Arcade and all the good things they had, or like BDO and all that, and you just combine like every MMO together. And you put all the good parts from it together, and that's just like what they've promised all in one.
Like I'm gonna compare it to Albion Online, which is probably the most like. I mean, I've played WoW. I've raided. I dipped my foot into PvP. I didn't like it that much because it felt really repetitive.
Yeah.
But the game that I actually put a lot of time into was Albion Online. Like I know me, Emmett, and Christian played it, and we fucking spent a lot of time in it.
Like I genuinely I enjoyed the game, but I don't know. The whole genre is not really my type. I just like
that's fair.
They're very grindy games.
Well, that's kind of the point of Albion, is that it's a grindy game.
It is just grind.
But with like Ashes so far, with like all the things they've said, it doesn't seem like it'll be bad for the people that don't like the grindy aspect. Like, there's a lot of things you could still do along the way and, like, entertain yourself throughout, instead of it just be like a hack and slash, go farm XP until you hit max level kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, I could
Albion
probably...
was like Albion was like designed to be a hardcore, like, PvP game.
Yeah.
Like full loot and everything.
I was gonna say the part of Albion that is fun is just so like difficult to get to that it's not even worth doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so much grinding before you can get to like the world v world or the fucking the guild v guild shit that it's like, why am I gonna sink hundreds of hours into fucking Albion so that I can maybe enjoy the like main like pull of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna brag, but I was in talks with fucking, I think it was like a top 100 guild. Not to brag or anything.
Not to brag.
Not to brag, but yeah.
Unfortunately, I think they're like a Portugal guild, so it's like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know, we could probably go on for hours about games and stuff, but we should briefly touch on, I guess, the fucking American Civil War going on.
Oh, yeah.
USA.
The South will rise again.
They did.
Oh, shit, they did.
That they did.
Yeah, that they fucking did.
There you go, please.
Yeah, we're fucking talking about this on the 6th. Shit's going down. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's probably a very recycled, reused topic, but like the shit that's going on makes America look so goddamn bad. Like,
well, to be fair, it's not really hard to do that.
I was gonna say, I don't think the U.S. has looked good for years, dog. Honestly, like, as someone who lives in the U.S., I want to love my country. Like, I want to be someone who's like, the U.S. actually does good and is a fair and just fucking country, and it just sucks dick. I fucking hate the U.S., dude. It's so awful.
Yeah.
Anyone out there who's like, you should be patriotic, it's like, no,
thank you.
I was gonna say, we just had a bunch of fucking idiots walk into the Capitol building. Honest to God, I don't give a fuck what you think about, like, Trump or anything, but if you think, like, after this, if you don't think the people who did that are terrorists and you don't think less of Trump, you should probably, like, I don't know, get hit by a car.
Yeah. Fucking get in a box and float down the river, Grandma.
I was gonna say, like...
I fucked that up so bad.
I don't know how you can look at what's going on in the U.S. and be like, yeah, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah,
America,
exactly.
fuck yeah.
America. Shit's fucking.
It makes me love fucking living in Canada. Free healthcare and shit, I don't know.
Yeah, and the only thing we have to worry about is a really poor economy.
Pretty much. Yeah, I guess. What else to talk about? Do you guys have any good stories? Like my Roblox hacking story from the last episode.
The Roblox hacking story.
I've been working on fucking learning like everything I possibly can about Python. I started a whole course on it. It's very, very interesting. Fucking love that shit. I just love coding. The thought of just like sitting there, I hate something about a game, I can just go and fix it with mods. Like, just being able to do that is such a fucking cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys see... I know this is kind of fucking cringe baby OTV, but Offline TV had a Minecraft server. Like a modded Minecraft server. They had a modded Minecraft server that was, chill and stuff. Y'all know Michael Reeves. He's the homie boy.
Legend.
He's on that shit. He started coding with like the computer craft mod. It's basically just it throws an OS into Minecraft and you can code it externally instead of just doing it in Minecraft, so you can actually create your own program and shit for it. And this guy named Otto decided he was going to try to gain whitelist on the server by doing like some super cool shit with turtles.
Yeah, that wasn't through Michael Reeves though. That was through Ludwig.
Yeah, it was through Ludwig, but he coded an entire program so he could put a fucking turtle down, get Ludwig to put in a simple little code for him, so then he can control a Minecraft turtle, so he can mine and do all that. And he coded it so he could duplicate the turtles and create a massive fucking army, and like, and he was just controlling it through Twitch, and it would map out the entire map as it went around, and that shit was just so fucking cool. It is. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
It's like actually limitless.
Yeah, so he ended up getting whitelisted because of it, because it was fucking awesome.
They say they're sick as shit.
And then he joined the server and made an entire casino. So he made like working blackjack and all that, and you throw in a couple diamonds and you can gamble and like actually get diamonds back out of it.
That was his?
Yeah, that was his.
He was the one that made that.
Yeah, and even Michael Reeves tried to hack it by like doing some simple code and seeing if he could cheat the system, and he couldn't even get into it. He was like that good at making it through Minecraft Turtles.
He is genius, dude.
Yeah, like
That dude only fucking...
Yeah, he's 17. Like, that's nuts. I wish I started coding at like a much younger age so I could just be like a god now at it. But
yeah,
you know, I'm starting off. It's fine.
You'll get there. You'll get there. You got
honestly, I don't mean to revisit the game topic, but like, I don't know, the game climate right now with just how shit everything is really makes me wish I knew how to code. Because like,
yeah,
I don't know. I really wish I could just be like, wow, this game sucks. I want to make a game that
just
people
save
will
all
like.
of gaming.
Yeah, just be like. I don't know, 'cause I don't even want money. Like, I would literally just make a game to make fucking games.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just a hobby, and I want to, you know, create something for people to enjoy instead of it being some AAA company that fucking scams you out of your money and makes a shit game. Like I wouldn't give a shit about anyone paying for it. I would just release it and be like, yo, play this, have fun. I worked hard on it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that would be it. That's a good topic to get into. Fucking Death Stranded or whatever. The one where it's just a walking simulator that was incredibly fucking bad. Yeah. That one, did you guys see the game that was created of it that was a fucking copy? Like a fan game?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the walking simulator that was straight up just better than the game.
Better. The game was just better.
Like that's the exact thing I'm talking about.
I don't even know what they were thinking with Death Stranding. I know everyone was like, "Oh my God, Hideo Kojima, he's fucking a genius. This is
genius.
This is the first time he'll be
he's
able
on
to
meth.
like have
I don't know what you
nothing."
want from him. Like he was on some drugs and just thought of some weird shit and boom.
Yeah.
Well, like everyone was like, "This is the first time where like he won't have anyone like forcing, like, you know, no game directors. He is the only guy in control of the story." And then he just released dog shit. It was like everyone was so hyped for it. Everyone was so like, "Oh my
God!"
God!"
His name on it, and they're like, "Damn, he's so good."
What other games did he make?
Metal Gear. Yeah, he's like the guy behind Metal Gear.
Oh.
Which has a crack-ass story on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who play
Difficult
Metal
enough to
Gear for the
follow.
story are actually on drugs. Like I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. Back on the cyberpunk topic, I just want to like briefly touch on why I hate the game in case anybody's in the comments and is like, "Yo, the game isn't bad, okay?" If you play it in a linear story, it's a good game, sure. But if you were thinking about it in like an open world kind of fuck around aspect, it is completely dog shit. Because like you look at the game and it's kind of like a cyber fucking GTA mixed with like other things. And you go around and every time you turn around there's a new fucking NPC that has changed into fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy or some shit. Like it is just full of bugs. You're limited to everything. I tried looking around for like 5 hours, like almost the entire time I played the game, for any secrets, any interactions that weren't just the main story or a side quest. And there's straight up nothing. The only thing that happens out of random is some dude kills himself from the top of the building. That is the only random thing that happens in the game. There's no funny interactions because all the NPCs are just like random loaded garbage. Yeah, I don't know. I completely dislike the game. It's sure a good game if you're playing it for the story, but otherwise it is just not a fun game. Like, I don't know. The combat is fucking awful. I don't know. Have you guys played it?
Yeah,
I watched quite a bit of it. I'm not spending my fucking money on that.
Yeah, it was definitely not worth the money I spent on it.
When
I'm not seeing anything from the story, but I've seen the bugs, and that's all I needed to see, really.
Yeah,
it
was so incredibly
don't even
rushed.
get me started on the last gen.
Oh my god. Literally, they made a cyberpunk console for the Xbox One, and it can't even fucking run it. That is the most ironic shit possible.
my
Well,
God.
I just
Yeah,
think
the whole game's gonna be a meme thing too.
Yeah.
it's just so strange to me because like I don't know. Say what you want about like the gameplay and stuff, but like
That
a
is-
lot of what Cyberpunk was like lauded on was that it was gonna be like an immersive fucking like dystopian future game where you could like feel like you were there,
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
and it's literally just like I know I'm playing a game. Like I can play literally any other game and like get immersed into it, and I know that I'm playing a game when I'm playing Cyberpunk. It's like, oh, that guy wasn't there 2 seconds ago. I'll look, so
Yeah.
he's like just out of my vision. I'll look back, it's a new person.
Yeah,
And then I'll
exactly.
look
I can
away,
straight
and I'll
up
look back and he's gone.
I can literally get immersed into Blockland, and I can't get immersed into Cyberpunk because
Like
you'll.
we said before, we played 100 hours of Star Wars RP on Gmod.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
got immersed in that.
Like incredibly
That's
immersed,
something.
and
The
that's
world is a better Cyberpunk.
and that's
than fucking-
community created fucking hot garbage, and you can't even get immersed into that game because you go and you
source
and
engine.
simp for 12 hours of fucking gameplay to get the hardest girl on there that's like actually attractive, and then you're mid having sex with her and you pull out a fucking gun, or like her leg has fallen off, or fucking like the textures in the background or not loading, or an NPC is pissing on you. It's so fucking bad.
Well, it's also just like as you said, there's no random events. Like,
Yeah.
okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 is like pretty much the king of immersion. I don't know who
Yeah,
who
I
has or
played
has
it.
not played it, but it's
I
essentially
haven't yet.
it's
need to.
it's one of the most immersive, like, I don't know, it's one of the best games that's ever come out. There are definitely issues with it, but I don't know anyone who can say that it wasn't immersive. You
Yeah.
know, like, I don't know, in Cyberpunk nothing fucking happens ever. You just walk around, you see fucking lifeless AI who disappear every couple seconds, and that's it. And you
Yeah.
do the story missions. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you can literally, like, I don't know, you can see deer fighting and fucking wolves hunting, and I don't know, there's just so much like shit in the game that just happens that you have no bearing on and doesn't
Yeah.
affect you. It's literally just there to be immersive, and it makes the game so much better.
Yeah, and that's how you have to make open world games like those. You don't just make it a linear story. It has to have events and stuff to actually get you immersed, or have those good experiences. So yeah, I don't know. Fucking
Like,
Red Dead is a good game. That's a fact.
I think what else was up there?
So that's like the difference in polish between those two games. Like Cyberpunk is most certainly, it's very clearly rushed, like
Yeah.
beyond like any doubt. But like Red Dead it
Well-
had the time to be polished because
I was
there
gonna say,
wasn't that,
it was in
like,
development
hype
forever.
The
Yeah.
thing about Red Dead, or not Red Dead, about Cyberpunk is that earlier within that, I don't know when within last year the talk is that the top like brass or what the fuck you want to call them. They sat down with the devs and said, okay, we're releasing this game at this point, and the entire devs looked at them and go, no, you're not. This is not done. And they're like, it's okay. We'll deal with the backlash.
Yeah.
Just get as much done as you can by then. And a lot of the devs, I think a lot of the devs left because of that.
Yeah, they did.
Fucking I would. Imagine pouring your heart and... Well, because they wouldn't have delayed it as many times if they didn't want to get it right,
Yeah.
And I almost guarantee it would have been delayed for significantly longer if the people who were programming the game were given the choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, not to mention the fact that they lied about the crunch.
Yeah.
What was the crunch?
Oh, they said, okay, don't worry, we're not doing crunch. And then they proceeded to, like, I think, like, the next day, announce, like a 60... I don't know the exact amount of...
At the very essentials of it is CD Projekt RED was like, we're not like other game companies. We don't force our devs into awful hours and pay them fucking less than they deserve.
Yeah.
And then they did
And
that.
then they did.
They're
Kind of awkward.
basically the CEOs were like, yeah, we're pretty much Chinese slave labor. It's awesome.
Fucking so is every other game company at this fucking point.
Yeah.
I don't know, Supermassive Game, or Supergiant Games, Hades.
Okay, actually, honest to God, Supergiant Games has all the respect in the world from me. They are one
Yeah.
of the few game companies that literally just makes good games, and they don't give a fuck about profit.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I love Hades, man.
The reason they get money from their games is because they make good games.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think if game developers, like game companies, got the idea in their head that if you make a good game, people are going to buy it. You are going to make money. not just fucking go with a specific genre that is popular at the time and then be like, yo, fuck
But
you
they
guys.
also make money from that. Is the big issue.
The issue is there's enough people in the world who buy shit games that they don't give a fuck. They know that there's some idiot out there who's gonna buy their fucking god awful garbage.
Yeah.
Jaden!
Jaden, that's a fact. Jaden, if you're watching.
Great. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Cyberpunk's a good game. If you ignore all the bugs.
It's just wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
You ignore all the bugs and the complete lack
Honestly,
of polish on the game.
Don't comment on The Last of Us if you haven't played it.
Honestly, I feel like this goes back to the topic we talked about last podcast about how there's just significantly more stupid people in the world than like I feel like anyone like thinks about. And it's like, I don't know, when I think about games like that, it's like I would never touch that shit, you know? Like I'm smart enough and I know you guys are smart enough and I would like to think that people are smart enough not to buy that shit, but they just do. Like there's just significantly more stupid people in the world than like there are fucking smart people. And it's just unfortunate because people like fucking EA and like all the other fucking devs who just release dog shit fucking garbage are just able to get away with it because enough like people just buy their awful shit. That was a lot of cussing. I feel very strongly about that. I apologize for the amount of fucks and shits I put in that. I don't normally talk like
rage.
I was going baby rage mode because I hate that shit so much.
By the way, Jaden, love you if you're listening.
You're sexy and all, Jaden, but you got a teeny tiny little pea brain.
When it comes to shit like that, you're defending something that you should not be defending.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is just the main point there. And yeah, I don't know. What was I gonna talk about? I had a topic, I lost it. We could talk about the fucking goddamn cyber dogs. Yeah, cloning dogs. That shit, I don't know, man. That shit's fucking creepy. I can't imagine. It's like living in a Black Mirror episode. You just clone your dog out of nowhere. For context.
Dog?
For context, there's a what's the name of them?
Biogen Pet.
Biogen Pets. They take the genes of your dog and clone your dog when it dies, so you can have your dog back. It's literally like a Black Mirror episode. You know the one where it's the they bring back this guy's dead wife or something along those lines. So then
never watched it.
I've never watched it.
Really? Oh, well, it's just a really fucked up episode because it brings back like a very realistic version of his dead wife, and she's like super creepy, and he doesn't. Or no, it was the girl who had the dead husband. Sorry, I just wanted to get that right. And fucking yeah, it's literally a Black Mirror episode of the cloning dogs because you just bring back to life something that is dead, and it's just like that's straight up just fucking creepy. I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to live with that. It's like, yo, I made a less superior version of your dog and brought it back so you can be happy.
Well, okay, I was gonna ask, would you guys even do that? Say, given the chance.
I would not do that.
Absolutely.
I would not do that. I just honestly, like, I would make peace, move on.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I don't even get the point of it necessarily because it's like, oh, it's my dog, but it's like it's not.
It is most clearly not.
It's
that dog,
definitely not.
That dog has no idea who you are. Any relationship or bond that you had with that dog is gone. Like, it's essentially you just bought the same breed of dog.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's more expensive.
Yeah, but
it's like you
it's
wasted a bunch
more
of money
expensive.
when you could have just bought the same breed of dog. I don't get it. I understand people, grief makes people do like strange things, and I can understand the idea of being like, maybe I would clone my dog when you're fucking, you're mourning your pet. But at the end of the day, it's not the same dog.
Yeah.
You're just wasting your money to get the same breed of dog you could have bought at like £1.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the reason you love your dog is because of like the bond you formed with them, and that's gone. Like you don't get that back from cloning them.
Yeah. On the same sort of topic, there's this app that was in development. I can't remember if this was in a movie or something or it was real. I'm pretty sure it was real, but it basically you send in all your old messages and videos or whatever you have of your dead loved one, and it you can just talk to them in text, and it like tries to represent through AI how they would speak to you, and like send you pictures and videos, and being like, yo, with like reconstructing AI, and that shit would just weird me the fuck out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it, so you can feel a little bit better and be like, they're kind of still with me.
I just don't think it would help. Like, I feel like it would just like make it way harder to like move on.
I feel like that like create like an unhealthy like coping mechanism almost.
Yeah, it just keeps you hooked on the idea that they're still alive, or that it's fine. But you gotta, you know, have a funeral and let them go so you can move on, instead of, you know, sitting there and, you know, being upset that they're gone. Like, you gotta definitely move past that instead of doing that. I don't know, but it is definitely cool, the fact that we can do that with AI now.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's fascinating. I don't know. I mean, we talked about this last podcast. You know, everyone's fucking afraid of death, and it's scary and shit. And you know, I'm not one to talk because I'm probably the fucking most pussy bitch when it comes to death. But like, I don't know. I feel like part of it is like learning to let go. You know.
Yeah.
Like stuff like the cloning your pet and like trying to like, you know, be able to hear your loved one again. It's one thing to listen to like, I don't know, like old recordings or look at old pictures, because that's more reminiscing than anything.
Yeah.
But trying to create like new memories with someone who's gone is not healthy, and it won't help you in the long run, like through the grieving process.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
God, there's so many like Black Mirror episodes I could just talk about, because I love the damn concept of like these crazy ideas that they have. Black Mirror is so fucking good. Like, you should watch every single episode.
I watched the odd episode like for class or whatever, like when we have like free time or whatever. But
when I think it's a lot better alone, because you just sit there and think about it. There's also what's that one movie? It's you can get I don't remember what it's called. I think, no, it's not Jake Gyllenhaal in it, or it might be. It's some movie I watched it with Nacho, I believe, and it's basically, you can put an AI in your head for a fair chunk of money, and it keeps updating and getting more and more realistic, and it's just a normal person talking to you through your life, and you can update them.
For schizophrenia?
Yeah, pretty
schizophrenia moment.
Pretty fucking much, but like the entire world has it, so it's like this really, really neat concept. And you can like change it into a girlfriend or whatever voice or anything you want, and like any specific
lonely hours.
Any specific like personality traits or anything, and it's just like a really cool thought that, even though that's like a sci-fi movie and it's not real, but we are pretty damn close to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Incels will rise up.
Incels will be the fall of civilization.
That reminds me of the book I had to read for school one time.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it was called.
What's it about?
I forgot what it's called, but essentially it's like in the future when, you know, when we're all like, you know, we're in the spacefaring age, and like there are people like that live on Mars. Like people have like holiday homes on like Mars and shit.
Yeah.
And other things, and there's essentially, instead of a phone, you have like this interface that's implanted into your head, and essentially, I think you have to get this when you're born, or so your body will like accept it.
Yeah.
However, it's like kind of expensive, so like, you know, it follows this like high schooler or college, I don't remember, somewhere between that, and they're like rich. They'll be like, okay, I need new clothes, so I'm just gonna go buy, like, I'll say, okay, buy this or whatever, buy me clothes, and like the machine or like whatever the interface will go and just buy it.
Yeah.
Like, it's that level, and it will like just arrive like within the day or whatever. And he meets, I think they're on like the moon for like summer break or whatever, and he like runs into this girl, and of course, you know, it's a love story, and it's like a tragic shit. And eventually, as they like start to date and do shit, he notices that she's starting to change, and it's apparently the interface or what the fuck it's called. It's not a black market one, but it was introduced to her at a later age, and like some like backdoor like not surgery or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you call it. And it's like fucking with her mind. And I remember, I think like the last page is like her dying or whatever, or like becoming like like a vegetable or whatever.
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales.
What the fuck?
I don't know, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing a really poor job of explaining it, but
it sounds
pretty
interesting. You
Like
should
you
figure
said.
out what the book name is because I want to look it up. But
well, this is like grade 10, so it's not like it's like gonna be like the deepest thing in the world. It's
yeah.
not like the next Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Alright, I know we've talked about consciousness and shit before, but you guys all know what the Turing Test is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to an extent.
Alright, well, essentially for Castman and anyone who's watching, essentially the Turing Test is like a test that's administered to an AI or a robot and then another human. And if the person, essentially it's a person having a conversation with a robot and a person, and if the person administering the test isn't able to reliably tell which one is the robot, then we can consider that robot to be conscious or sentient.
Yeah.
One of the arguments that I've heard against the Turing Test is called the Chinese room problem or Chinese room argument, and it's essentially I'm probably going to explain it somewhat poorly, but it's essentially if you were locked in a room and you have nothing in there, but there's like a little like sliding door, someone opens the sliding door and passes you a little piece of paper with some Chinese on it, and it's a code. And you have to give them the correct passphrase back based on what code they gave you.
Yeah.
Or something bad happens, yada yada.
So it's a different dialect?
What happens is, with you, you actually have a Chinese language book that tells you the code. So you know, or it doesn't tell you the code, but like you have a Chinese language book that can let you translate it so you know which code to give.
Yeah.
Essentially what it's saying is that to the person on the other side who gave you the piece of paper, if you give them the correct code back, to them, it seems like you're speaking Chinese, or like you know what Chinese, like you can read Chinese. Because to them, the only interaction is they gave you a Chinese phrase, you gave the correct Chinese phrase back, you must know Chinese, right?
Yeah.
What this relates to with the Turing test is essentially if a robot can form like correct sentences or like human-like sentences, just because it can do that doesn't mean that it understands what it's saying.
Yeah.
So it might be able to pass the Turing test and confuse a human, but at the end of the day, it could just be looking at the Chinese book. It doesn't know what it's saying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which shit like that is very fascinating to me.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Also, at the end of the day, like, I mean, if it can do that reliably and consistently in all like aspects of dialogue, what's like the difference?
Yeah, it is if it doesn't understand what it's saying, but it can still do it correctly, is it still considered alive?
No, I don't think so.
But like, to what degree are you able to tell? You know, because
Yeah.
if to it, because it at least is like, if you think about it, the robot is able to understand the information we're giving it, and it's able to give us a correct response back, or a correct that is human-like and conscious-like, you know? So like, how are we able to be like, it doesn't understand? How do you even get to the point where you can say it doesn't understand? If it's able to do that correctly enough times.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a neat thought. Gotta figure out what I was gonna talk about now. You know what pisses me off about fucking 2020? So I was gonna go to DEF CON. And
Oh, the like hacking convention?
yeah, DEF CON is, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a convention where White Hat and Black Hat and all those hackers and tech companies all go, and they have like really interesting shit there. They have, you know, all these big talks with all the new technology, all that shit. But the most interesting thing about it to me is they have a puzzle every year. And it's like one of the hardest puzzles in the fucking world because, you know, it takes like the top-notch coders in the world to be able to crack, and it's, you know, like all these ciphers and all these crazy things, and like there'll be shit hidden around the actual building for you to figure out, and it's not just like only a coding challenge, it's like physical, and it's all that, and you know, like seeing how these puzzles are is like the coolest shit ever. Like I want to be able to do those sound so incredibly fucking cool. There's also like CTF, so it's like a group of hackers goes up against another group of hackers to see who can like hack each other the fastest, basically. Which is like incredibly fucking cool.
That's fascinating. Honestly, I mean, stuff like that, where like, I don't know, like code cracking stuff like that, like the cicada fucking shit that we watched.
Yeah.
Were you there for yeah, you were. The Cicada 3301. Stuff like that is fascinating. Like, I know it's not the same, because, I mean, like, the DEF CON puzzles are different than, you know, the cryptology puzzle of Cicada.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. People with the, like, problem-solving skills that are able to solve, like, with that level of problem-solving skills are, like, beyond fucking, like, I don't know. They're just so, like, unbelievably smart.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy how, like, I don't know, easy those people are, like, able to parse information like that.
Yeah, it is so fucking impressive. There's, another one of these, like, really cool movies. I know I talk about a lot about, like, shit you should watch on YouTube or shit you should watch on Netflix. I bring that up a lot, but there's this one really good one. It's kind of fairly cringe, but it's, like, just neat to watch and throw it on in the background is How to Sell Drugs Online Fast. It's it's not exactly what you would think it would be. It's not like a documentary or anything. It's one of those ones where it's like you know, like it's based on a true story, so it's, you know, like actual actors acting out things that happened for him, and it's just really neat because you actually learn about, they're very specific about how they do things and all that, and it's just really good to watch. You should watch it. Fucking good stuff. There's yeah, I don't know, fucking, it's been a while since I watched it, and it's hard to talk about, but shit like that is really cool. The, like, listening to podcasts and documentaries about shit on the deep web for, like, drug selling is really fucking neat. Like the Silk Road and all that. The shit behind it is pretty crazy. Alex? No, I
do not remember the Silk Road.
Legally, I am required to say no. I do not sell drugs online.
My lawyer wants me to tell you no. But if it's just with the boys.
So that's what that phone call about there being an arrest warrant for you was.
Arrest warrant 2.0. Are there any, like, podcasts that you guys listen to? I like.
Yeah, I listen to a lot. Oh yeah, ours is the best one for sure.
But like, I don't know. I
got
try
a
to
couple.
get into, like, podcasts, and, like, I don't know. I've never really been able to, like, stick with one.
See, I didn't like podcasts for a long time, but after, like, deep searching for good ones and good episodes, it's like, then I start really listening to podcasts. Reply All is a great one. They go deep in depth about just, like, technology shit. A lot of the ones I listen to are technology, but Reply All, they did, like, just for an example, they did one episode where the main guy kept getting fucking phone calls. He does, like, a super tech support, so he goes, like, really in depth on some random shit, like, that most people wouldn't cover. He kept getting scam calls from, you know, like, the fake tech support shit. So he decided he'd just keep calling back for, like, over a month and just keep talking to them and learning their names and, like, just having a normal interaction with them. Not like Kit Boga or anything where he just, like, sits on the call and fucks with them. Like, he genuinely talked to them and learned about them, and then he ended up making friends with the CEO of the company and ended up flying to India just to go sit down with an interview with him. It's, like, really good. A lot of shit happens. He also has one where they go, like, super in depth about this girl who lost her Bitcoin that was on her computer, and it's really fucking good. They go like into crazy depths. They even talked to, I think, like a NSA agent or one of the crime investigating for like deep web people, and they helped him track the fucking Bitcoin wallet throughout the deep web to try and figure out where it is and all that. I won't spoil what happens, but that's generally how it is, and that's a really good series. A lot of them are just random topics that they just go super in depth on. Some of them, like I wouldn't recommend the ones where it's what is it? It's like there's 3 of them, and then they're just like reviewing random Twitter shit. That shit's boring. Another one is Darknet Diaries. Darknet Diaries is fucking good. It is. It's incredible. They have great fucking podcast episodes. One of them is a group of guys. They're very, very well known for what they did. They, back when, what game was it? Gears of War, I think 3 was being developed. They hacked into the source code and leaked the game before it was ever out. That's who the people were that did it, and they made a bunch of like Xbox dev kits and shit. And it goes in depth of how they were being tracked by the FBI and like what ends up happening from their side of the story, and like how their friends ratted out on them and got the FBI to go to their house and shit. It's super fucking good.
That reminds me. I'll let you finish though.
Yeah, they end up like getting into some of the biggest companies in the world and like getting admin permissions on their websites and just constantly leaking shit and getting new like information about everything, and they're just like incredibly good. I'd highly recommend that episode. I can find it, but I'll put all the fucking links to shit I'm talking about in the description for y'all.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I'm sure you guys know about the old 4chan Pokemon or Nintendo leaks. I want to say Pokemon because that's the main thing I know about. But
I don't.
Oh, essentially, I don't. This is like 3-4 years back, maybe. I don't know off the top of my head. But essentially, on 4chan, there was a bunch of just random like mega fucking forms of them just dropping or just like dropped like Nintendo like IPs and shit like that. There was shit like for like an official like Game Boy emulator, and like I think he was the one that leaked. I think he was the one that leaked Pokemon Sun or something like that. I think it was Pokemon Sun. I don't know. There was one that was leaked. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of like the leaked like legendaries and shit like that. Apparently it was like some 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid, and the FBI arrived at his doorstep. But because he was like underage at the time, he was a minor.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't touch him, but we'll monitor him.
Yeah.
And he kept leaking shit.
Good old 4chan.
Good old classic 4chan.
Yeah.
And
fucking...
What a gamer.
I think he's either like out of jail now or currently in jail.
Yeah.
He turned 18, which I think
You're like, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Fucking, I don't know. All the podcasts that I watch, other than ours, are like, I don't know. I like narrative podcasts. Like the only podcast I've ever like watched for a decently long amount of time was Night Vale.
I haven't listened to that one.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's easy to get bored with, but I don't know. I'd say like when you first start watching it, it's just fascinating. Like just listening to like this fucking smooth, silky voiced man talk about how there's fucking hooded figures in the dog park who like kidnap children. It's like, huh.
Damn. Okay.
And then what is it? Wolf 359. That's also really good. And I actually that's one of the few podcasts I've actually almost finished. Which is about like a guy on a space station surrounding a fucking like star, and it's about all the shit that happens on the space station. But other than that, I don't know. I like podcasts. I actually really love the idea of podcasts, especially because like it makes it easy to like listen to shit and do shit like while also being able to focus on something else, but like getting entertainment.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just can't find any that like hold my fucking interest for like.
Yeah, I highly recommend. either God, there's this one guy. I watched him not long ago. He does YouTube videos just on like there's a lot of good YouTube shit that isn't really podcast, but you don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
There's one guy, he did like staying in VR for a week in his room without taking it off at all.
Oh, I think I know
that guy, he does really good videos talking about different topics and stuff. I highly recommend him. And then Darknet Diaries is definitely a good one. I highly recommend you try that out while you're like playing a game or something.
I don't really. I mean, I watch a lot of generic podcasts, like the Misfits or like the or the official. Would you count Critical Role?
Yeah. I mean, kind of.
It's an actual play podcast, so.
There is a podcast format.
Yeah.
It's close enough to a podcast that I feel like pretty much everyone would count.
Yeah, I guess those are the three that I really watch.
Yeah, Critical Role is great. Those guys are just awesome.
Yeah, fucking
Matthew Mercer.
All of those people are not only phenomenal voice actors, but also just cool ass fucking people.
Brian is my daddy.
Yeah.
Fucking Gara, Dr. Kenya. What else is there?
Legendary.
Fuck, there's another one that I don't remember.
I just love listening to Matthew Mercer's fucking voice, man. It's just so goddamn satisfying.
I know.
They're just
such
so
phenomenal voice actors.
Like, if I could fuck a voice, I would fuck his, that's for sure.
Dude, I love watching all, like, the clips people make of, like, the Critical Role streams where it's just, like, funny fucking Matt Mercer voices. Like, he recently did, I guess not recently, but I saw it recently, was where he played a fucking, a dwarf prostitute.
Yeah,
like listening to him voice a dwarf prostitute is just, like, I don't know, it's just... He's so talented, but also he's able just to meme so fucking well.
Okay,
I would laugh so hard if I tried to do that. I couldn't keep a straight face.
The latest Critical Role podcast. It was during this very serious because they had to dig up a grave, but the body wasn't there.
Spoilers.
I know.
I'm not gonna say who, but they're like, oh shit.
Now I know next time they dig up a grave, it's not gonna be there. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't
fucking
the first.
Scammed.
Fucking ruined.
This is the first time we've done this, but you know what? But like the body wasn't there, and they and shit like that. So like, okay, I'm gonna use fucking speak with plants. I'm not talking to like this crabgrass down here.
Where did it go?
And it's just like this most nasal, like Matthew Mercer just goes, okay. It's just like the most nasally shit that you could do. Like, hey guys, Larry Crabgrass here.
Larry Crabgrass.
Yep.
My name is Larry. I am Crabgrass.
I'm gonna name my child that.
Fucking Larry Crabgrass.
I was gonna make a joke where I put my full name, but then I was gonna realize I doxed myself if I did that, so...
Feels doxed, man.
Larry Lloyd Crabgrass.
Larry Lloyd.
Crabgrass.
Fucking, I don't know. Podcasts are fascinating to me, and I wish that I was more into them, but I just find myself so much more entertained by even shit that's not entertaining on, like, YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys know who Nile Red is? Or
Nile Blue or Nile Red, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who does the chemistry shit.
His shit's awesome, but I fall asleep to it every time I watch.
I was gonna say, some of his videos are the most, like, not even boring, they're just so monotone and, like, exciting.
Yeah, but they're, like, so soothing
so
in
They're
a
so
weird
interesting. Like, I just want to watch all of them, but I don't know if I can physically, like, stay awake to watch them.
Yeah.
And that is
like,
guaranteed.
I watch a lot of Muda.
I think I need to like throw on death metal while I watch his videos or something, so I don't fall asleep.
Fucking death metal in the background.
That doesn't work to me. That's what I sleep to.
Yeah, that's what you
Death
sleep.
lives off death metal.
I fall asleep to death metal, so it's gonna that's like a thing a lullaby to him.
I somehow managed to fall asleep to XQC, which is
That's fucking.
That's
wild.
probably
Yeah,
more
I
weird
don't
than
get how
death
people watch XQC.
I
mean,
cannot stand watching.
there's a lot of
XQC.
people I don't get how people watch, but like XQC is one of those
He's
where
on
it's like,
top of the list.
yeah,
don't
it's like
know.
I can't like stand like even watching his clips. It's just like this is just so fucking annoying. It's not even like interesting or funny.
It's like I can't
Yeah.
anymore. Dude.
I think it's like it's like when you first hate a food and then eat it so often that you fucking love it. It's like that. Like I've been watching those dudes for fucking so long. Like I was on Twitch back in like well, not Twitch, fucking like back in the X-Fire days, and I was watching Soda back on there. So I've just like known these dudes for so long because they've been streaming for fucking ever. So I've just like learned to like their content, even if it's bad.
You got fucking Pavlovian dogged into it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
He's
Like
groomed.
like at times I fucking absolutely hate watching XQC. But like other times it's just like I just want to watch it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like there's much better streamers than XQC. I don't know how he gets so many damn viewers.
Honestly,
watches
fucking,
XQC.
you guys know Josh from fucking Lunch Club, JAWSH.
Josh.
Yeah.
Fucking
I love Josh.
I love Josh too. He recently said on a stream where it was like watching no one watches XQC because they like him as a person, but they watch XQC because it's like watching a car crash. Where it's like,
I think I've seen that.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like it's not good, but like morbid curiosity like drives you to just like watch how awful he can fucking be.
No,
Yeah.
no. That was Wings of Redemption when it came when he
Oh my
finally
God.
came back. The dude actually shit himself on stream.
God, that reminds me of the damn meme that keeps going around of the mom yelling at. I'm pretty sure it was a kid with autism that like shit his
you're
pants while
shitting
playing.
yourself.
Yeah, you're shitting yourself. Go take a
Go to
fucking
the ba-
shit.
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the damn bathroom. It's like, no, give me a bed.
Second. It's like you're shitting yourself. I can smell it.
I can smell it from the kitchen. that shit's
Damn.
fucking funny. God. I can't imagine just like shitting myself and then sitting in my damn film. That sounds
Give me
so
a second.
awful.
That's a real gamer
I'm
energy.
just saying,
right
I'm
there.
gaming right now, mom.
Gaming. Mom, I'm playing Fortnite. Fuck off.
I can't pause the shit, mom.
I can't pause the shit. I can't pause the Fortnite. I'm just gonna fucking deal with it.
Some gamers are just on another level.
Yeah, it's fucked. There's so many damn people that are like just thinking about the gaming community, there's like a very majority side where, you know, like it's normal people just fucking playing games, but then there's so goddamn many that are just like Reddit kids that are fucking god awful human beings. Like I don't wanna hear them. I don't want you like near me. I don't want you like for 30 fucking feet from me. Like please don't ever come near me.
Yeah, it's like if we're in the same state, I can probably smell you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's with that.
I don't know.
Don't know, man.
I get that, like, I don't know. I get that gaming can be addictive, and I get that a lot of these, you know, these like supremely toxic fucking Reddit kids are like 12, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, when I was 12, when pretty much everyone I know was 12, we weren't like, I don't know.
Incels?
I don't think I was that toxic.
Yeah, incels. I wasn't an incel when I was 12. I'm not an incel now,
Hey,
actually.
man.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, that makes me
I
sound
don't
like I'm
know,
an incel
man.
now.
Hey man, you gotta red
I
pill them
didn't,
young.
I didn't join the incel hood until I hit 13 at least.
I'm going to the brain shell subreddit.
On that note, fucking that made me think about like kids. I don't mean to like sound like I'm like an old dad or something, or that I'm not part of this generation, but like when I was fucking 12 or 13, I don't know if you guys realize this too, but like when I was 12 or 13, I was like playing Minecraft and fucking, you know, not doing anything. Like I was barely
Playing Minecraft and
swearing.
jerking off, and that was all I had.
Yeah,
That was
and
all
like
I
I
would do.
was like super innocent. I was just like playing Minecraft and Roblox, and I didn't know fucking nothing about the
Yeah.
world. And now I see like these 12 and 13-year-old kids like smoking weed constantly and like
I remember-
and drinking
I remember
alcohol and all that. And it's like the weirdest thing. I don't know if it's just where I'm from, like where we're
No,
from, but
it's pretty much. Yeah, I swear to God, I went back to visit my fucking like middle school a couple like, well, like actually it was months ago, I guess, since COVID. But yeah, it was recent, and I'm fucking 18 now, so it's been a while since I was in 6th grade, right?
yeah.
Fucking, I went to go visit one of my favorite teachers, who's just like one of my favorite people of all time, and like I swear to God, like obviously like I know you're not supposed to like fucking shame people for what they wear and yada yada, but it's like some of these girls are fucking 13 and wearing like shit that like has their fucking like tits and ass out.
Yeah.
And it's like how did your parents allow you to do that? My parents wouldn't fucking let me
buy
go out.
those
Like,
clothes.
yeah, it's like it looks like you went into like a fucking Victoria's Secret and like bought your fucking clothes, and you're like fucking 13.
I remember this is when I was like, this was like back in like grade 10, grade 11 maybe. I remember I was going to go talk to my like a counselor, and I remember hearing like a grade 8 talking about like about a friend who was like back in grade 7. It's like, yeah, they fucked. It's like, what?
Dude, when I was doing in grade 7, I was fucking trying to e-date women on Minecraft or Roblox. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing now?
Dude, like,
Yeah.
leave me alone.
The closest I'd ever gotten to a like fucking being in a relationship was Roblox. Dog.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
Fucking, yeah, when I was in like fucking 6th grade, dude.
Like, sure, I had Roblox bitches and I was like married on Roblox and shit, but man, I wasn't like out there smoking weed and showing my pussy off to every old man known on the planet. Like, I don't.
Oh god, don't it? Alex, do you remember? I forget what her name was, but it was a friend of Jerica's.
Oh
Yeah, I know
god.
who you're talking about.
Oh god.
Do I even want to know?
No.
No,
you
she
don't.
was the one that was
Like, one that went to our school?
yeah. She was the one that was like bragging about how in high school she was like selling her body and shit to like actually old men. It's like, why?
Oh, what the fuck? That's fucked up.
Very pog girl.
Fucking, I don't know if you guys have seen this this meme. It's been around for a really long time, and Alex will put it up on screen.
Oh god. Fuck you.
I'll find it for
Where
you.
the fuck did you go, Alex?
But fucking,
Oh,
it's a tweet from like a girl who's like, she has some bad words in there that I cannot say.
Yeah.
So
If you're not a gamer.
I'm not a gamer.
Not that much of a gamer.
But essentially, this girl tweets, bad words. God, actually, I'm just gonna find it because now I'm fucking it up. But it's something about how like, fucking people forget that I'm 14 because my pussy's so good, and it's like,
Yeah, I did see that. I saw that.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna back it up a second.
Yeah.
and then one of the responses like, nah, I knew you was 14.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh no.
Oh god.
But it's like, okay, that the dude knowing she was 14 is a whole different issue. But the fact that this girl's just like going around just having sex with people at 14.
Yeah, for real. I don't know what that is. Like, I want to know the science behind that. Like,
Yeah, like
why?
what changed in society that just
Is it?
happened?
Is it? Yeah. Is it like
This isn't even
society
that far
or is
behind-
it?
like behind us?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was like our generation was like the gap.
Yeah. It feels like we were the breaking point of when it's like you were innocent as a child. Now it's like you're tainted by fucking society and like TikTok and Instagram. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they were
I
iPad
think it's
babies
social media.
or
It has to be social media.
yeah, like
I was gonna say, honestly, it's probably just like that early access to like fucking a mass scale like version of the world essentially.
yeah. I wonder if
Essentially, like when you're born now, you have access to literally everything that's available on the internet.
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the white women from fucking like the 60s were right about rap music.
They most certainly were.
Maybe these parents do be right about always being on your damn phones or something.
Always
Like-
being on their phones.
God, what was I gonna say? God fucking damn it. This always happens.
I just want to point out that we've been in Blackline for like 72 minutes, so I'm pretty sure it's over our time.
Yeah, we're an hour
Yeah.
and 10 minutes.
Good.
We can end it here.
Well, let's
I don't
finish,
know, I'll just put that out.
Oh,
finish the topic.
Yeah,
up
what I
and
was
then
gonna say is I want to see if there's a study out there of someone like actually studying this. If not, like I hope one comes out because that's like a really interesting topic to me. I want to know if it's like actually just how society is now and they're aging faster in like mental, or it's something else, like maybe it's genetic how it just is now, or some shit. Like I want to know. I would assume it has to be something with social media, but like why did that? Just why? I don't understand. Like I know
Social
everyone.
media, like people of all ages are blending together, and that's like people when they're 18, 19, like around that age, they're they're like they're like very sexual, right?
Yeah.
So that's when it's like starting to be like regular for them. But when people are like 14 and exposed to that all the time, like TikTok and shit, like that shouldn't happen.
I was gonna say, I feel like I don't know, in our generation, like, I feel old saying that, but like in our generation and generations before that, pretty much everyone was always trying to like shelter you as a child. Like you weren't ever exposed to like anything sexual or violent until like your parents allowed you to. And by that point, you were probably mature enough to understand it and like, I don't know, not let it like violently change you. But all of these like teenagers now are like fucking 10, 11, 12, and are able to like, they have easy access to people who are posting like fucking sexual pictures and like extreme violence. And I'm not like, oh, violence, you know, violence in video games. But it's like, I don't know, you're just exposed and like
dying in like
yeah,
bloody accidents.
They're exposed and like desensitized to all this like hypersexual, hyper violent shit that's like available on the internet now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's why it's happening, but I don't know, that's like my theory. I was gonna say it's like my hypothesis on like a part of what's happening.
Yeah. It feels like pretty much everyone I talked to that was like in a grade lower than me when I was in high school, like they all were like smoking weed and all that shit in like grade 6, 7. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just a weird, crazy thought. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we ended off here, boys.
I remember, and before you end,
yeah,
I think there was like a grade 5 that was smoking weed of high school.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
My cousin came home from 4th grade one day and said their kid's smoking weed in the bathroom, and all their parents got in a fuck ton of trouble. So it's like, it's not even like it's like teenagers. It's like, I feel like the younger generations in general.
Yeah, it's all fucked. Yeah. And I feel like the people in power and the adults like don't know about it because the kids aren't honest with them. But like we definitely know about it because we grew up through that and we talked to all these people. So I wonder if shit like that will end up changing in a couple years because of that like we're gonna be more informed about how it is in schools now.
Yeah.
Or what? I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes if this like continues this way. Or...
Yeah. Well, I also feel like, I don't know. It's definitely it's strange to me how prevalent it's become to hate your parents.
Oh yeah, but I feel like that's probably a thing that like most generations have.
I mean, I'm not saying it was this new generation, but it's strange to me how it's no longer like, I don't know. It's not even like a, you know, you outgrow your parents. Like all teenagers hate their parents, you know. It's not even like that anymore. It's like from the time you're like fucking in 5th grade, it's like ingrained into you that you shouldn't trust your parents. You shouldn't tell them anything.
Yeah.
You don't want them to be around you at any point. Like you want to be independent immediately. And it's like, no, you need your parents to be there. There's a reason they're your parents.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like
you need that guidance at that young of an age.
In this generation, it seems like it's just a lot more prevalent for like these crazy anxiety and mental health issues and everything, and like all of that, the hating your parents, and like therapy has become a really big thing. Like you need counselors in every fucking school. That used to not be a thing. Like,
I was gonna say.
I feel like we need some sort of like limitation on social media for children, like that actually works, or something like that, because it's just like the way it's going, there's so many damn mental health issues, and it's not even like drug related at this point. It's just like social media has done that to people. Like people are a lot more self-conscious, and people are, you know, normalizing coming out and talking about your feelings, I guess, and all that. And I don't know. I don't know if it's entirely a good thing, but it seems more on the side of being a bad thing at this point.
I also wonder.
You can go.
I was gonna say I wonder if it's. I almost don't think it's necessarily a problem. Or I wonder if it's a problem of people are more depressed because of the society that they live in, or they are able to express that they are more depressed because of the society that they live in. I almost wonder if people have always been this depressed and fucked, but it just wasn't in the norm to talk about it, and now it is, you know?
Yeah.
Or just on the other side of it is, like, the society causes them to be depressed, but, like, I don't know. Like it's just like a big roundabout about like how that works. It's like mental health like issues are like the peak of any time in existence. Is it because that's just how it is? People weren't like this like upset like about anything in like the society that we live in is damaging them, I guess is the way I should say it.
Yeah.
Or if it's about like just because the society we live in now that it's like everyone talks about it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's one of those two, and
I was gonna say we have a lot more
more
access to awful shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like 50 years ago or 100 years ago, you dealt with the problems that were in your community and you didn't hear about fucking anything else. And I know that's somewhat of an exaggeration, but like, I don't know. I didn't, if I was born 100 years ago, I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on in Saudi Arabia or Russia or any of that shit. Like, you know, I only hear about what's going on in my local community. And now, like, every single person that has available access to internet can access every single tragedy that's ever happened or is currently happening.
Yeah.
Like every bad
Like
thing
all
in
you
the
would hear
world
about
is,
that is in like
at your
history
fingertips.
and shit.
Yeah.
So
Like everyone has at fingertip access, like the ability to hear how awful the world is and how awful every human being is. You know, it just, I don't know. It's definitely a strange time to. We live in a society.
all right.
It's definitely a strange time to grow up.
Yeah, that's a good point to end it, boys. Fucking, we could probably go on for a lot longer, but
Yeah.
well, we gotta cut it off because this is probably getting too long.
cut it off eventually.
So yeah, boys, hope you enjoyed the podcast episode. Make sure you dislike the video, give us a DMCA notice, don't subscribe, report us to
Dislike
the
the,
FBI. Comment though for the algorithm, and peace out, boys.
They like it.
Yeah, facts.